Noah's Rant.
All right. So, for the rant today, we are going to talk about soccer. Soccer is really popular. It's a worldwide phenomenon. That's why I say it's offensive to someone as well cultured as Michelle, because most other countries, soccer's their number one sport, right? And it's pretty big in the U.S. too. Soccer. First of all, the rest of the world calls it football or football, depending on what language you're speaking. Not in the U.S. We call it soccer. Strange. You don't even play in your socks. Yeah, that's almost like a dad joke. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That's low, even for Noah's Rant standards. But for real, FIFA's World Cup going on right now. And I'm trying to get into it. I'm not a soccer guy. I never played growing up. The MLS didn't even exist growing up. Does anyone watch the MLS? Is that like a thing? So I'm trying to get into it. I got friends who like soccer. My brothers both like soccer. My brother-in-law likes soccer. Shout out if you're listening as I make fun of the sport that you enjoy. I'm not trying to make fun of it. I'm just making observations. Sometimes you need an outside eye. You know, we get in these, there's a lot of overlap in Noah's Rant in life application, right? You get in these, we get insular. You just get around people like yourself. A lot of this multi-ethnicity stuff has a lot to say here, right? You get around people that only think like you, your own political views, and you don't realize all the flaws. Well, soccer people, I think you're kind of like that. I don't think... So I'm just an outside eye. So I opened up on my phone app to see the scores. Like every score is 0-0. Have they started this thing yet? I'm looking. I also can't tell when the game is over or not. There's a little number in the box score on like what sport has a clock that goes up? How much time's in the game? I don't know. It says 21 on it though. Okay. It doesn't go down, it goes up. That doesn't make any sense. And so then you get to the end of the game, whenever that is. I believe the first half is 45 minutes. So you'd think the second half would be 45 minutes, but no, it's just whenever the ref wants to end the game. Injury time. So it's like, hey ref, when's the game over? It's kind of whenever I say, because I'm the ref. Let me just stare at my watch a little bit. You just keep playing a little bit. I got some money on the game, and I need you guys to score one more goal. And then once you do that, then the game will be over. It feels like something you do in your backyard. Just 10 more minutes, because you guys just scored. Next score wins. Okay, next score wins. Okay, it's not over. No, best out of 7 now. Okay, you scored. Now we get a chance to score before. It's just like, just put a timer in your game, and then when it's at 0, hey, the game is over. What an amazing concept. Soccer. And for real, speaking of injury, whatever time, those flops, are you serious? Like, I really don't watch soccer. Do you realize how embarrassing that is to your sport, soccer? Though I've heard about those flops, and they try that in other sports, and they outlaw it. I believe in basketball they have a flopping penalty now. The flopping is brutal, and so that's why people make fun of you, soccer. That's the reason. A guy gets barely touched on the back of his leg, and he's like, I'm in so much pain. Call the ambulance. I am dying. I can't breathe. It could be my last moment on the earth. And the ref's like, okay, I'll pull out a penalty card because you sure look like you're in a lot of pain. Man, soccer, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be embarrassed. Those refs should kick dirt on the guy that fell on the ground. Kick dirt and said, get up. You're not hurt, you big wimp. Soccer. I'm trying to help you, soccer. I'm trying to help you. That's what the That's what Noah's Rant's here for. But every game is 0-0, and I think a game ends 0-0. 80% of these games end 0-0, and I don't understand how that's entertaining to watch when, if you're lucky, one goal is scored the whole game. Can you imagine a basketball game like that where the two teams were so bad that you watch a whole game and it might be like 2-0 at the end of the game? Like, nobody would think that's fun. Nobody would be entertained by that. They would just say, these guys are really bad. They don't know how to score. They don't know how to put the ball in the net. Well, that's kind of how I feel about soccer. But soccer fans don't think that way. They think it's great. They keep the game the way it is. If they wanted there to be more scoring and not have 0-0 scores, which end in a tie, by the way, any sport that ends in a tie, I can't get behind that. But they think it's great. And so I just kind of was thinking about, what if other sports took on the same mentality? Scoring is bad. Scoring is not entertaining. So let's make it really hard to score. Because look, all soccer would have to do, it's not hard, make your goal like a foot bigger on each side. And your score would immediately go up to 5-3 or something. It'd be way more entertaining. But football could do a 500-yard field. That'd be fun. You'd never score. If a guy had a breakaway, he would just get so tired that he would collapse. So somebody else would catch him. You could put maybe 20 guys on defense versus 11 on offense. Also fun way to make sure nobody ever scores. In baseball, you could have maybe 5 outfielders and 5 infielders. It'd be fun. You'd have instead of, what is it normally, 9? So that would put you up to 11. Let's give you 6 infielders, so 1 on each base, 1 in between the bases, and then 5 outfielders. It would definitely decrease scoring. You could push the fences back, kind of like they do in soccer. They shrunk their goals. Make your fields 100 feet bigger. Nobody would ever hit a home run. In basketball, you could flatten the ball, and that'd be fun to watch. You know, guys trying to dribble that ball, it'd be flat. And in hockey, let's see, in ice hockey, I'm trying to think. Ice hockey is pretty much as boring as soccer already. They've already got it down. It's like they do the same. I know, hockey fans, but it is. It's the same sport with like a little puck, but you never score. You got the goalie thing going. It's hard to watch. It's like a 1-0 game. But I want to make the world a better place. You know, I want there to be more soccer fans, and I know soccer fans, you don't understand. You don't understand why we don't love the game the way you love the game. So I'm just offering some small suggestions to make soccer better. That's all. Maybe in 4 years, the U.S. is hosting the World Cup, and maybe they'll make some of these changes by now. I'm just asking for a foot, maybe 1.5 feet, if you really want excitement, larger goals. That's all I'm looking for, and then the world will be a better place. That wraps things up for Noah's Rant. I got a good rant next time. I'm excited. Tune in next time to Noah's Rant. It's going to be a good one.
Noah's Rant.